What's up, LC? I'm Jenna Giannini.
And I'm Katie Ojobnak.
Welcome back to Season 7 of LCTV. Let's get into it.
This week we're going to be looking at how Lake Central is dealing with Chromebooks,
How students are dealing with e-learning,
and some Bagley's nutritional facts.
First things first, let's see how LC is dealing with Chromebooks this year.
Hi, my name is Ryan Faulkner. I'm 14. I chose to do in-person learning just because I kind of wanted to get to know my teachers and see my friends again. Like, I felt like it would have been weird just starting in a new school completely without even being in it. This is my first year at LC. It's actually pretty cool so far. I like my classes, and I kind of like it personally. I like just being able to take it around and not have to like switch it out with a Chrome cart all the time and always be signed in, because that was a big thing last year. I didn't like signing in all the time. It's pretty cool just having your own personal laptop, and then for other people who might not have stuff at home, it's pretty cool because then you still have access to the laptop.
I like the Chromebooks to a degree. I like how we can have them in class and access all of our stuff on campus and all that. I don't like when I take it home and I can't connect to my Wi-Fi at my house, or it disconnects my Wi-Fi at my house. That's a little irritating. But overall, I think it's real helpful, especially in class and school. Yeah.
Hi LC, I'm Ellen Forehand, and today I'm here with Mr. Bagley to talk about why they decided to give us Chromebooks for the new school year. So Mr. Bagley, why did you guys decide to give every single student the option to take a Chromebook home and use it for their classes this year?
Well, there's a couple reasons. The first was, the idea that was first presented was drawing the Chromebook at the beginning of the day and then returning it at the end of the day. But for us at the high school, that's just not really feasible because we didn't want to. The first part was just the safety of not touching something that could have been touched by someone who's affected with COVID. So not sharing devices. So that, like I just said, drawing it in the morning and then putting it back in the cart in the afternoon. But as everyone knows, at the high school, we change classes. Your first period is not the same as your fourth. Your fifth is not the same as your seventh. So for us, it really wasn't a feasible idea. So working with tech, we did the math, and we did have enough Chromebooks to distribute to students. And our students are young adults, and we trust them to do the right thing and to maintain them, to charge them every night, and to utilize them for their schoolwork. The other piece is this. I kind of talk about COVID. It's like walking through the forest in midnight it's pitch black, and there's a lot of limbs that you can bang your head into. There's a lot of things we just don't know, so we have to be able to adapt. And to be able to adapt, I've been preaching three things. We got to be flexible, adaptable, and sustainable. We got to continue to march up to that 180 days, to do our very best to give our students the best possible educational experience that is possible under these conditions. And having the Chromebooks allows that.
So once this COVID ends, or once there's a vaccine for it, hopefully in the near future, do you think we'll still have the Chromebooks, or will you guys be taking them away? Or what are really like the plans kind of moving forward if and when there is a treatment?
So with regards to the Chromebooks, that's something that needs to be discussed, whenever you want to make a decision. And I have a saying, we don't do anything small at Lake Central. And when you are looking at a device that costs $250 and you multiply that by, we have 3,290 students enrolled here at Lake Central, and you do the math on that, it's a lot of money. So we want to do the NUG work. We want to do the staff work where we figure out what is best. And having a Chromebook affects a lot of things. Having a Chromebook affects textbook adoption. Are we going to get e-textbooks, or are we going to get physical textbooks that the person carries. So there's some work that needs to go into it. There's discussions that have to be, that have to happen amongst the curriculum directors at the district level. But for me personally, looking at it, I think the Chromebooks are good. And I would want us to see students continue to have them. Like anything, this is COVID-19, this pandemic has been a challenge, but we are going to get through it. There is going to be a day after the last day of COVID. And when that day happens, we as a school, a high school and a school community are going to be much better prepared. We've kind of been force-fed having to do some e-learning, and there's been some things that we probably want to get rid of, but there's a lot of things that we picked up that we'd want to keep, and Chromebooks may be one of them.
All right, well, thank you so much for actually giving us like a lot of opportunities this year. I think LC is really like doing a lot for the kids, especially with like the choice of doing e-learning and online. So I actually do like thank you for coming here. Thank you for letting me interview you, and thank you for putting forth a lot of effort in making this school year possible with all the like circumstances.
Well, I appreciate it, and a lot of thank you. This has been a team effort, and you really got to thank the teachers have really stepped up their game. Our tech department, our athletic administrators are working very hard to make sure the students are having a positive experience, and that's what we want to have. We want our students to have the best possible experience. So you guys are able to go on to the next level, be it college, be it apprenticeships, and be successful. That's what we want to do.
Now let's check out how students have adjusted to taking art classes online.
My name is Miss Cowan, and I teach Ceramics 1, Ceramics 2, and Ceramics 3-4. As you can see, we have big tables in here with 4 kids sitting at a table. Most of my classes are pretty large, so most of the seats are full. So I have ordered a bunch of new tools so that each student is going to be using their own set of tools instead of sharing like we normally do. In between classes, I spray with the disinfectant. Any tools that have to be shared, I do disinfect in between uses also. And then the students do help clean up a little bit in the classroom as well. There's actually quite a few projects that I normally would do that are going to be more difficult, especially with the kids working at home. So I'm still working through some of those issues, but I would say that I'm trying to keep things as similar as possible to what we normally do. I do record all of my lessons and my demos, so if, let's say somebody is at home and they don't have clay, they'll have access to all the demonstrations that I do in class so that they can then make that up on their own time when they're able to come in and get clay or tools that they might need. For the e-learners, we packaged up over 100 like big chunks of clay. The e-learners are using tools that they're finding around their house to work with the clay. We did a project where they had a scavenger hunt where they went around looking for tools they could use as replacements for the ones that we use in class. But I'm also available after school if any students need anything. I start finishing. I'm going to have drop-off days where kids can come and meet me at the door back at the back of the room and drop off projects to be fired, and then there'll be pickup days as well.
I'm Jonathan Sterling. I'm a junior. For advanced ceramics at least, less access to tools, you have to be like more like cautious with how much clay you're using. Also, just like sometimes like projects you have to like figure out new ways to have to do them. Depending. One of our projects will be making handles for a clay cutter, which is like a wire. So the handles for that, which is kind of cool. But so far that is the only thing we've really started doing. I'd probably lean towards e-learning just because there's less people near me. But just for like ease of access and actually like doing things probably in person. Also because I'm probably not going to do wheel throwing. Ceramics at this like stage in the class is pretty independent. Like besides like explaining how to do like a new technique or something. So for this specific class, like there isn't much really different other than like just a different workspace and resources available. So I just have like a little thing of like some just random carving tools. But other than that, I have this like plastic rod thing that I use for labs. I have just some sponges. I have a Winnie the Pooh bowl from my childhood that I use for water.
I'm Shannon Bruner and I'm in 9th grade. Well, sometimes like the teacher will have to like repeat something and it'll just take up a bunch of time, but it's not really that different. We're doing like 2 pinch pots and we have to like carve them and stuff and glaze them. We wash our hands a lot and wipe off the tables.
Now let's take a look at this year's first Lake Central Sports Update.
What's up, LC? I'm Katie O'Drobanek.
And I'm Sam Long.
Welcome to your first sports update of the 2020 school year.
Last week, the football team fell to the Crown Point Bulldogs 16-7. Their record has fallen to 1-3. This week, we face off at home against LaPorte Slicers. Theme is Neon, starts at 7.
The boys soccer team beat LaPorte last Saturday with a final score of 3-0. The guys improved their record to 7-4. The boys are set to face North Central High School this Saturday at home at 11:45. Make sure you come out and support the boys this Saturday.
The girls soccer team beat LaPorte 8-0 last Saturday. This Saturday, they face off against Concord High School at Concord High School. Next Wednesday, they play Valpo. Good luck to our girls.
The boys and girls cross country team both ran at the Bob Thomas Invitational this past Saturday. The girls placed 3rd and the boys placed 2nd. Great job to both teams and best of luck as they both travel to New Prairie for their meet this Saturday.
The boys tennis team played Maryville last week and won with a final score of 5-0. They're 6-3 on the season and are set to play Chesterton and Hanover next.
The girls golf team had their DAC Invitational this past Monday. They placed 2nd out of 8 teams and are 12-2 in the DAC. Good luck to the girls on the rest of their season.
Our girls volleyball team beat Maryville last week. They have a record of 9-4 and look to build upon that this Monday with the home game against Chesterton. Good luck, girls.
That's it for this week's Sports Update, LC. I'm Katie O'Drobanek.
I'm Sam Long.
We'll see you next time. Hey Jenna, you're doing e-learning, right?
Yeah, I've been doing it. It's definitely different this year.
Let's take a look at how other LC students are doing e-learning.
Hi, my name is Lily Rogers and I am an e-learner. I did e-learning because my mom has to take care of my 90-year-old grandma and my brother has special needs, so they're both really high risk. One thing that I really like about e-learning is all the freedoms that I have. Like, I get to eat lunch like whenever I want, and I get to like take longer breaks in between classes. One thing that I don't really like about e-learning is that it is sometimes hard, like with all of my challenging classes, like AP Chemistry is like my hardest class, and sometimes it's like hard to learn from home like versus being in the classroom. The best part about e-learning is that I don't have to get ready super early in the morning and I don't have to drive to school.
Hi, I'm Mark Shibiak. Teach the special needs exceptional students here. Subjects covered are the applied skills, English, applied skills careers, and then applied skills health. The beginning of class is kind of chill. We just kind of go through our material checks, make sure everyone's ready for the start our day. Usually have a journal or a bell ringer on the board. And then from there we kind of go in and I give like a 15-minute grace period for our students to get settled in at home. From there I take attendance on Skyward and then we're ready to get started with class. This year is a little different, I think, for all of us, but I think we've been doing a good job adjusting. No day is going to be perfect, and we kind of expect it to be that way. As long as we adjust and kind of roll with the punches, we've been doing a good job of keeping our masks on in here and taking mask breaks and breaks when we need it. They've kind of communicated with me, I've communicated with them, and we've kind of like set the bar that way. So communication is definitely key. And then, you know, talking to the kids online and making them feel like they're here at school is just a different aspect. You know, you got to keep it funny, make them laugh at home, make them laugh in here. So it's just a really positive learning environment for everyone.
Hi, I'm Aiden Surek and I'm a junior. I chose to do e-learning because I thought it would be much safer for me. And I thought that if I had gotten COVID from just going to school, then I would have to self-quarantine with my family, and I just didn't want to risk putting my family's health in danger. Usually I wake up at 6:30 and I get ready for the day like I usually would for school. I usually get on my laptop at 7:10 and I log into Canvas and I go to my first class for the day and I click on the link for the Google Meet, and I usually take notes and just do homework. Usually for PTE, if I have homework, then I work on homework for that entire time. If I don't have homework, then I usually just nap or I just chill on my phone. One of the things that I don't like about e-learning is that when I take a test or a quiz, the teachers have to make us have our cameras on. Because, well, I know that they want us to make sure that we're there. What I miss about school is just seeing my friends. Well, some of them have chosen to do e-learning, but I think most of them had decided that they wanted to go to school, and I would have wanted to go to school, but I chose a safe way for myself.
Here's what starting my class looks like these days. I open up my Google Meet, and then I admit kids into my Google Meet, my e-learners, and then I start taking attendance for the first time. And with my attendance sheets, I mark people that are present, that are coming into my Google Meet. And when it looks like they're in, then I go to the front of the room and I take attendance for my in-class people. Now, typically there are some e-learners that don't come in on time, which sometimes means I have to take it a third time. And then once I have my attendance straight, then I will go into Skyward and record it. So it does slow down the start of, anybody that's had me knows it's a fairly fast-paced class, and so it has slowed me down a little bit in that regard.
Let's roll into the weekend with this year's first edition of Region Gems.
What's up, LC? I'm Jenna Giannini.
I'm Greta Seeger.
And I'm Lauren Gannett. Welcome back to this year's Region Gems.
Let's roll into it.
Up Your Alley is located in Cherville, Indiana, off of Indianapolis Boulevard. It is the ultimate entertainment center that offers different group events such as axe throwing, laser tag, cyber sport, arcade, and bowling. They also have a live band on Saturday nights and a dining area that serves square roots. It is open Monday through Sunday, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Go check it out.
Katie, how many cups of sugar did you put in that bread?
Like 15 or 16 cups.
Katie, are you serious? You're gonna burn the school down.
What?
Hi, I'm Gianna Poulis.
And I'm Abby Zarlingo.
And today we're going to be making cloud bread.
Let's get into it. We're gonna give our cloud bread a 9 out of 10.
Thank you for watching.
Now let's check out Lake Central's favorite segment, Begley's Nutritional Facts.
Hey Lake Central, this is Mr. Begley talking nutritional facts, and we are talking about nutritional facts to help us get through COVID-19. Okay, Lake Central, we are back, and we were talking about fresh and unprocessed foods you can eat. Well, here is a few that you can choose as a menu option. You should eat fruits, not from a can, but fresh fruits. Vegetables, legumes, lentils, beans, nuts, and whole grains. Unprocessed maize, millet, oats, wheat, brown rice, or starchy tubers or roots such as potatoes, yams, and food from animal sources like fresh meat, fish, eggs, and milk. These are some great choices, and they're unprocessed, and they're good for you for a healthy and nutritional diet. Thanks, Lake Central, and there's your nutritional fact.
Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of LCTV. I'm Jenna Giannini.
And I'm Katie Odromack. We'll see you next time.